Welcome to the Not Superheroes Just Dads podcast. No, we can't fly. No, we can't shoot lasers or pick up buildings. But what we can do is set the foundation for our families, be present for our kids, and combat generational cycles. On this podcast, we dive into everything dad related. I'm talking about from just the struggles that come with us being a father to what our favorite thing is when it comes to barbecuing. Hello, my name is Sean Laurie, and I'm joined by Chicago's very own LaMarr Drake. Man, how you doing, man?
Can't complain, man. How about yourself, my brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. And this is our first episode, so I'm excited. This is something me and Lamar's been talking about for a little while now. We feel like it's very important for us as men, as fathers, really come together and have a place where we can really, share some of the struggles and some of the joys. You know what I mean, that comes with
Right.
being a father. Um, I guess I'll start off like this. I'll ask you what you know what made you, I guess, want to do this as well? What, like, us come together? What was it for you that really triggered it? Where you like, yeah, man, this is something we definitely could use and need.
Well, first off, it was just your vibe and your energy, and
Yeah,
then from us bonding with the basketball things with our boys, we kind of like-minded people. So we from two areas that lack a lot of fathers, especially in minority fields. But I don't know, it was just the vibe of you and being around you a little bit, and then our conversations and us intertwining and just chatting about doing this, and we made it happen.
yeah, no, that's true, man. I definitely agree with that, man. Yeah, it's just something, like you said, us. I'm sure you could share this as well. So for those that don't know, we're definitely going to tell you guys a little bit more about us as well. But we currently are coaching the basketball team. We're part of the DBA in Texas, and for me, I know it was just amazing to see all those fathers, you know, all in one area. Just for me, I call it, part-time father, which I'll dive into that later in a little bit. But just seeing that, I thought that was awesome, and being able to see all these fathers just really having their imprint on their kids. A lot of times that's not talked about. That's not something that's glorified, right? It's always easy to talk about, oh, the single mother or the father that's absent, and obviously it's work when it comes to being a father, of course, but it's very rewarding. So
Facts.
I just, for the people to know, or I'll start, I guess, for the people that don't know me. My name is Sean Laurie, and maybe you guys recognize me from things I've did in the past. I worked with families for about, I want to say, 10 years now. I started off working with the youth, and yeah, man, and being a father is one of the most amazing things for me that I've ever done. I have four kids, um, 17. My oldest just graduated, 17, 8, 6, and 4. So as y'all can imagine, it's a handful. My household is never quiet. That's just what it is, but it's a beautiful thing. And man, and we're raising kings and queens here, and so everything that I pour into other families, I make sure I do for my actual kids, right? Because so many times I've seen it, especially in the field where because I've really studied when it comes to emotional intelligence. So I've seen where people that's similar in the profession that I've been in, they pour into others, but they don't do the same with their family. And I was like, I refuse to ever let anything I do impact my family and the foundation, because I know how critical that is. I know how important that is, especially for me, not having my father consistently. That's why I said part-time dad.
Yep.
Um, I didn't see him like that, and I'll be honest. For a long time, I hated the man. Um, and so over the years, I've really gotten better with that, and healed with that, and understood. Hey, some of these things was on him, but a lot of times it's not on him, right? So for me, I can
Yep.
speak on it
Yep.
as far as, and from what I've seen, a lot of times, um, our kids may dislike us, or if you're in that situation, or if a child's listening now, we get upset, but we're not. We're it's always two sides of the story, but we get so caught up. Oh, mom told me it was just dad. Dad was the only one that he was just the evil person. and not really sharing all the stories. Like, hey, yeah, your dad wasn't perfect, but your dad was maybe trying to see you. But the mom was hurt and she held
Yep.
it against you,
Yep.
and so that was some of, and I love my mom, but I know that was some of what my dad was dealing with, and it was just so hard to accept that because when you're growing
Yep.
up for so long, X amount of years, and you hearing this and hearing that, and then didn't help at times. I'll be honest, where my dad wasn't going to my basketball games, my dad wasn't going to my track meets, right? And for me, I got in a place where I didn't feel like I was worthy. I didn't feel like I was good enough, and so I told myself, I'd be damned if I let my kids ever feel like that,
Facts.
right? So that's just a little bit of my story of my fatherhood. But yeah, I'm married, 4 beautiful kids. Can't complain, man. It's been a journey. Um, but yeah, I love it. I love it. But I guess let the people know as well, bro. Just a little bit of your story as well.
All right, well, to start off, take it back. My name LaMarr Drake, and as the shirt say, I'm a product of Chicago.
Yes,
I'm from
sir.
the South Side. I grew up without my father, but nevertheless, I had great men around to kind of show me the way. And the crazy thing about my upbringing is my pops got like three daughters, and two of them lived in my neighborhood. So my dad
Wow.
actually lived in the neighborhood as well. So I was seeing from time to time. And another good thing, well, not another good thing, but a good thing I would say is that I didn't have a mom to be like, don't go around your dad, or she wasn't keeping me away from my dad. She was encouraging me like,
Mm,
hey, your dad want to see you. You may need to go with him. You need that. I was the one like neglecting it, but I would go
mm,
around him from time to time. But
yeah.
when I was growing up, my dad was on drugs, so I would be like embarrassed when I would see him, especially along with the guys. Me and the guys would be walking and say my dad to see me. He would be embarrassed too because of the stage he was in. So
Mm,
he'll come up and he'll try to make conversation, and my boys wouldn't even believe that my mom entertaining him. So
mm,
it was crazy. But then I was close with my sisters. I never knew one of my sisters. So how God works is right now, I'm 35 years old, and she lives directly across the street from my mom. So
that's
every
crazy.
time I visit Chicago, I have to see her. Even though we didn't grow up together, we are getting a relationship, and I actually I've been kind of vibing with my dad.
Mm,
So even though he wasn't around, my mama always tell me, in order for me to be the man and the father that I need to be, I need to have a relationship with my father. And
mm,
she finally told me why they were separated. Because for years, I would like, I would wonder why. Because all my friends that have dads, whether they were present or not, they knew who their dads was. So that was a good thing. But I had like my uncle, great relationship. He was a great father to my wife, to my cousins, great husband to my auntie. So that was
mm,
like a perfect role model for me. He would like come and get me from my neighborhood, take me to the suburbs, put me on all the teams, baseball, basketball, football. So I definitely appreciate people like that. But fast forward to me, I'm a father of my own. I'm going on 2 years of being married. My son is 8 years old, and crazy thing is I learned from him. I only got one child. It's Elijah, but it's a blessing to have him because I get to do and show him everything that my pops wasn't able to show me. And I have my rib with me. So
mm.
everything that I wanted growing up, I'm kind of going in that direction right now. It's just about continue to do it. I'm learning just like everybody is. Nobody perfect. We trying to raise kings and queens, so
Yeah.
it's a process, and I'm enjoying the process.
No, definitely, and you made me actually think because I forgot to let people know I'm from California. He from Chicago. I'm from California, so it's crazy
Yeah,
how that
yeah.
happened. The IE for those that know Inland Empire, but how is it for like just like you said your environment stuff? How is it growing up in Chicago? Right, you hear the stories and stuff like that. So how is it out there when it comes to like what you see as fathers? Like, is that a common thing? because right, you get that rep in Chicago. It's rough. It's hard. It's, I mean, what y'all? I know y'all known for for like I think top in the U.S. for murders, and it's a rough part. You know what I mean? So what was that like for you?
Well, like I said, for me, I didn't have it. But in
Mm,
my same environment, I grew up in a crazy neighborhood. I had some guys that had dads around. You know what I'm saying? But I also had some guys that moms were playing dad. So I mean, in
mm,
Chicago, it's like just like everywhere else. You got a lot of single parents. You got a lot of
yeah,
single mothers for sure. But you do have a lot of dads there that are doing, like I said, I played basketball, I played baseball, so a lot of coaches were dads, end up being volunteers, and they end up going from that, just like how we are right now. But so
yeah,
I would say it's like I would say it's like 50-50. At least when I was there, I haven't lived in Chicago for a long time, but I think I was telling you a story. I was in Chicago 2 weeks ago, last week, and I was chilling with my homeboys. We were at a balloon release for somebody, and we saw that, and it made us feel good because it was cold outside, and he had his son doing burpees and sprints. So it
mm,
was just neat seeing that somebody got the time to take and dedicate it to their son because these kids are our investment. So
yeah.
it's good. I think it's about a 50-50 ratio back home.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, at least from my experience in California, I'm trying to think. To be honest, I think a lot. I always had a small circle, but my small circle, none of them, their dads were around except one, which is crazy. Um, and actually, one of my good friends now, he's actually on a search to actually find his father after 30 some years. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So,
mm.
um, and that just shows right there the importance of having a father. You know, I think a lot of times it gets looked over because as fathers we as you know, being a father, right, we have so many roles. You know what I mean? Like on top of the things we're trying to do, because by nature we're automatically a provider. We automatically want to fix things, solve things. The other day I fixed my the AC was tripping in my car. I fixed it. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I felt accomplished. I was like, oh yeah, okay. I thought I was Mr. Fix It. So so
For real.
so by nature that's just how we are. So I want to ask you then, just right now, currently, with your son, where are you? I'll share it as well, but where are you at as a father? Like what where are you mentally? Where are you just at? You know what I mean? Just what type of headspace are you at right now?
I mean, me personally, I feel like it's definitely room to grow as a father. Like
Yeah,
I say, I learn something every day from my son. So, for instance, like I was telling you, my son got asthma.
yeah,
So me, when we working out or when we doing what we hanging out or whatever, it's like I'm kind of like a perfectionist. But I have to
mm,
learn my son that he has asthma. I can't be on him as hard as other people who does not have asthma. It's a
yeah,
process. So as I'm learning how to be a great father, he's teaching me, and he's learning me as well. So it's kind of it's a pleasure for me. It's definitely an honor to be his dad. So me, I love it, but like I said, it's room to grow for sure. I
yeah,
feel like because you have, like you said, we got a lot to juggle. So sometimes he don't know dad's tired. He only know that's my dad or that's my dog. Sometimes he want to play and do certain things, and sometimes daddy just want to relax. So it's a
yeah,
balance that I'm learning as well. So I mean, every day is a different day, but
yeah,
like I said, I enjoy it. It's a pleasure, and we learn it together as a family. So
yeah.
that's the pleasure of that too. So it's been nice, man.
Now that's a beautiful thing, man. For me, because I have four kids where the age is so spread out. It's like I'm in this
Hmm.
place where I feel like I'm kind of everywhere. So my oldest, she just graduated high school. She's gonna get her license. She's starting to finally date, which I'm not a fan of, but I know it's gonna happen,
I'm
right?
tired.
All those different things. So I'm big on I do this with both of my girls. I do this with my sons too. But my girls, I make sure they know their worth. I make sure they know their value. Because so many times these girls raise up, or I'm sorry, they get raised and they don't have that father figure in the household. So
Yep.
when they
Yep.
finally get that attention, then they don't know how to act, right? So I make sure that okay, I tell my daughters how beautiful they are. I make sure I get them flowers. Valentine's Day, they're getting spoiled. Birthdays, they're
Yeah.
getting spoiled. I haven't done it in a while. I've been slacking, but I try to do daughter dad dates. Those
Okay.
are very big. So I want them to understand. So when they do go on a date, when they do get flowers, it's not the first time, and they're like, "Oh shoot, I'm all in now. Like whatever this dude says, I'm just going for it." I want them to
Yep.
understand their worth, and so even my oldest, I told her, "Hey, you a rare breed because you're not wild like all these other females out here." And so because of that, though, you're also gonna get a lot of attention. Because I
Yeah.
told her straight up, I'm be honest, these dudes are gonna be trying to crack. They don't try to get at you because they're gonna be like, "Oh shoot, she hasn't been tapped in yet. Okay, let me see."
Yeah.
But I told her if she stays focused and keep that standard. That's why I'm big on keeping that standard. You're gonna weave a lot of the bad ones out because they're like, "Oh dang, I can't even crack her like I was trying to do. It's not even work. It's too
Yeah.
much work. I gotta actually put in
No,
the
for
effort."
sure. Yep.
So, I'm very big with her on that. And I'm so thankful and blessed that we have that type of relationship where I can really talk to her. And then with my my youngest daughter, she's the little spoiled little princess one, right? Super daddy's girl, stuff like that. So, with her, same thing. She's very affectionate, so I make sure I show her love and hang out with her, even though again, like you said, be tired because she's the one that wants to play all the time. But I am thankful because she's the one that won't be on the tablet. She'll want to draw. She'll want to use her imagination. Dad, let's
Yeah.
play. So she'll start messing with my hair. I'm like, okay, all right, all that good stuff. So that obviously, my boys, my 8-year-old, he's my junior. He's very similar to me. It's kind of crazy at times, dances and goofy and it drives me crazy because he's like me, which I'm sure you can relate at times. Elijah do things and it drives you crazy.
Man.
you know. So, but he's a good kid. I'm very blessed with him. And then my youngest, he's still learning, he's still developing. I'm trying to get him out of his shell because he's still kind of shy. But at home, he be turned up, be trying to fight, be trying to do all that.
Yeah.
So, I'm just blessed, man, to be in the position I am in right now as a father because I look at it like for those, I don't know everyone's story, but I look at it like, man, I don't know how fathers can miss out on this. That's how I feel on it, right? Like, how as a father, how can you, me being a father of four, like I look at like, how could you miss out on this? Like seeing my daughter graduate was one of the most beautiful things. You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
so happy, so excited. I'm not a crier. I didn't cry, but I will tell you this: when my oldest gets married, I'm probably crying for sure. You know what I mean? That's my
For
baby girl. I'm
real.
for sure gonna be crying. But I just look at it like, man, I don't know how guys can, really just not. Again, everyone has their own situations. I understand that, but for me, if I'm in that situation, we going to court. I'm taking you to court before you take me to court. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'll be dang if you take me away from my kids. So I mean, that's just kind of how I feel on it. But yeah, man, that's how I guess that's what I'm at when it comes to being a father. So I want to ask you too. Um, we got a little bit of time too. I want to get this in. How was because Father's Day just happened a little while ago, but how was your Father's Day?
Hmm.
Because Father's Day is an afterthought, right? Father's Day, a lot of times, not everybody, a lot of times they don't promote it the same way they do with Mother's Day, Christmas. Shoot, I've even seen it. Veterans Day get more love at times than Father's Day,
Man, we
right?
don't get no
So,
love, bro. We
right.
don't get no love.
So
We
shout out to
don't
all the
get it.
veterans out there. I definitely respect it, but I'm just saying it seems like almost every holiday, St. Patrick's Day, my guy, especially out here. I went to HEB. I was like, what the what's going on?
Yeah.
So.
in Chicago
But how
too,
was your
man.
Father's Day, man? How was it? Did you get spoiled? Did you get to relax? Did you get the just the tie? What you know? What I mean, a tie
Hey,
and socks. How was that?
before we start St. Patrick's Day in Chicago is my mom's birthday, so they
Oh,
definitely
well,
get
that's
more
different.
love than me. She definitely get more love. But no, my Father's Day was beautiful, man. I had a real good Father's Day. I'm blessed and fortunate, like I said, man. My son is amazing. My wife is amazing. So she goes above and beyond, man. Something I told her I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to relax. My weekends has been kind of crazy with the coaching basketball, and I've been doing a lot of traveling back and forth to Chicago uh, for different reasons. But I've been doing a lot on the weekends, so I just wanted to really relax and chill with my family. She still did some, and I actually ended up cutting the grass and putting together a griddle that she got me. So I can't wait to bust that thing down probably this week or this weekend. So
That's
man, we
dope.
had a good time. I did that. Well, no, actually, I put the griddle together the next day. I barbecued. So I barbecued on Father's Day and I cut the
Okay.
grass. But man, I had a great time, man. We just relaxed, watched a couple of shows together as a family, and then I had a basketball tournament this past weekend as well. So Saturday, my team won the championship. So we got to bring in Father's Day with the
Yeah,
championship, and it had Father's Day Hoop Fest on the ring. So it
that's
was a
dope.
good weekend. I enjoyed it. What about yourself, bro? How was
Man,
y'all?
mine was good too. I didn't have a crazy weekend like you. This weekend I am, but but
Man.
man, it's gonna be nuts. And we definitely too for those again because we fathers that do coach, we're definitely gonna be talking about about those situations as well. Don't worry about that. That's gonna be coming. But nah, man, my Father's Day was good, bro. Same thing. I get spoiled, man. I get spoiled. My kids made me some cards, which was nice. My daughter, she's my oldest. She's a very good artist. She drew me this character that I like. Um, she got actually she got me some joggers. She got me some joggers and some shorts as well.
Some drip.
Um, yeah, yeah, and then wifey she made waffles, eggs, bacon,
Nice.
a potato. She hooked me up early in the
Nice.
morning.
Spread, yup.
Um, she got me some cologne, and then she got a. I went and got a pedicure. Got my feet. You know what I mean? Got that. Got spoiled with
You
that.
got pampered.
I got pampered. You know what I'm saying? So, and yes, fellas, I definitely recommend. Look, especially if you hoop or you do anything where you on your feet. Hey, I'm telling
Once
you.
in a while.
I'm telling you, Kobe Bryant. I remember when I was young, Kobe Bryant said something like that. He saw Mutombo's feet at an All Star game, and he said, "What?" He said, "Oh, you keep being in the league, young fella. Your feet gonna be like this." And Kobe said, and got a ped, start getting
Getting them
pedicures.
things pedicured. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that once in a while, man.
Yeah,
Massages
yeah.
too. There's nothing wrong with those, man.
Nah, man. Now I don't know about the other stuff. That's what y'all want to do. That's y'all business. But, but that's y'all business. But yeah, man. No, I got spoiled, bro. Like I said, and the thing for me, wifey always says for me, I get super spoiled because my birthday, and then literally that next weekend, I got Father's Day. So
Yeah,
she's like, man, back to
it's
back.
a beautiful
Um,
thing. It's a beautiful thing.
yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. But I'm similar to you, bro, and I'm sure a lot of these fathers out there, they just like, man, hey, just let me kind of chill, relax. I'm thankful, because that's what I'm always on. Where I'm just like, hey, let me get sleep or rest for the rest of the day. But yeah, she makes sure. I think Father's Day, I did nothing. She wouldn't let me go to the store, nothing. She was like, nah, like you gonna
Yeah,
relax, chill,
facts.
So yeah, man, it was a beautiful thing, man. It was beautiful, but um yeah, man. I guess I wanted to ask you real quick too. Is there just a for those fathers that are in the place of trying to figure out, okay, am I doing it right type of thing? Is there something you just want to share with them, or encourage them with, before we sign off? Because again, I want this to be more so just let people know a little bit more about us, and but also encourage those that's listening or watching.
Uh, what I would say is just keep doing what you're doing because
Yeah,
it's a lot of people who's not doing anything.
that's
So
true.
bare minimum is better than not doing nothing, man. Like I said, my dad was in my neighborhood, and he was not around. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Till I got older, but I'm not tripping. But
yeah,
if you around and you blessed and fortunate enough, this it's a blessing to be with your children and watch them grow up, man. So all I would say or suggest is to just whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. You don't got to look at nobody else and try to beat their situation.
yeah,
Control what you can control, and you know what I'm saying. And everything gonna work out, man. Keep praying, stay prayed up, man, and just stay with your family and live right. If you living right, I think everything will fall into place, man. Don't be shysty or shady to nobody. Be honest, be pure, and I think everything will fall into place, man. We not perfect as humans, so every
no, we're
day we
not.
learning, man. So I would just say keep on pushing, man. Keep
Yeah,
pushing. We take it one day at a time, and be there, man. Somebody that's there is better than somebody who not present, man. So
that's
just
facts.
keep
No,
doing, keep
that's facts.
pushing, bro.
No, that's true. And I would just piggyback on that and just say, make sure you at times humble yourself. It's
Yeah,
okay if you don't
yeah,
know the answers. It's okay if, especially having 4 kids, I know you can't parent each child the same. So just
hmm
because you can be hard on one kid and the other kid, you gotta kind of maybe sit down and explain. Maybe on the other one, you can just say, "Hey, hush up and do X, Y, and Z." The other one, you
yeah.
gotta actually explain why they gotta do X, Y, and Z first. So you just have
Fact.
to understand that each child is different, just like each person that you meet in life is different. You meet someone at the, you could have 10 homies and all 10 are not the same. You got
Nope.
to approach them differently. So, just being conscious of that. And yeah, so, real quick, guys, to make sure you like, you share, you subscribe. We're definitely going to continue with this. And we have a lot of great things in store. So definitely, I want you guys to be part of this journey, part of this community that we're building. And just remember, like actually LaMarr he shared this actually already, but I want y'all to remember that you don't have to be perfect.
Oh
All you have to
man.
do is always be present. That's it. You don't have to be perfect, just be present. We'll see y'all in the
Yep.
next one.
That's it.